welcome to the burger shop where he thinks that burgers should be cooked well done, and I'm here to tell you that's disgusting. I'm Ethan Schwager alongside Ben Yates.
Listen. I would never say something so egregious. That's literally just a burnt burger, Ethan. Okay? You're charring it. Get it off the grill. It's still, if it's not pink, I'm not eating it.
But do you think a medium rare burger is like too red for a burger?
You're tiptoeing the line at medium rare. I think
medium,
rare
right?
is just egregious. Medium is a perfect. I mean, it's Goldilocks.
Right.
Goldilocks like it right in the middle. I like it right in the middle. It's perfect. Why would you want to change it more red, more char? Just put a piece of coal if you want well done.
What about for like a regular steak?
Regular steak. I mean, Ethan, all I need is medium. Like, just for steak, it's medium, but you have to put some seasoning on it.
You got to put medium rare for a steak.
You can do medium rare. You can live with it, but medium is fine too. But well done, medium well. Anyone who says medium well is a psychopath to me. I'm sorry. I said
it. And you know damn well, like if they're going well done, there's no seasoning on that. Like if you have that bad a taste, I mean, you're just doing it to get the protein.
I think people that say medium well think of themselves as higher than people, as higher up in the community. I think they think of themselves so highly, but I mean, they are not.
It's like, you know, your standard deviation, like right in the middle, has got to be medium rare, medium, and then you just got lunatics on both sides.
Oh my God, exactly.
I mean, this is a real like problem with our country, the spectrum. You know, you get the far left with their rare burgers and the far right with their well dones. I mean, what are we doing here?
If it ain't, the left are just saying, if it ain't mooing, I'm not chewing. Like, that's crazy.
And I'm talking about like on a standard graph, because I would agree that.
What are you talking about, man? Is a graph? Is it far left for burgers? That's insane.
Yeah, build it as a chart, you know?
Yeah. So what we have the X and the X-axis, but what's the Y-axis? I think is the real question.
Is it age? Is it wealth? I mean,
or you know what? Y-axis is just the meat. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think if you have, I don't know how it would work. I bet there are some wealthy people who are out there, they eat steak just to be like, I'm eating steak, and then they eat it like well done.
They ruined it. They ruined it at that point. You're buying it and then you're ruining it. Just throw it back in the field. It back. If you want to eat a piece of coal, just do it. Don't wait around and act like the steak can taste better because it tastes like char. Just take a piece of coal and eat it, because that's what you're doing with a well done steak. And stop pretending like it isn't. Ridiculous. I mean, they're ridiculous, Ethan.
They are ridiculous, and the opening statement does not reflect Ben's views clearly.
No.
Just a little bit of outrage.
Blasphemous.
Now, I mean, our guest Scantron, I would bet that he probably likes it well done. Seems like that type of guy.
You think Scantron likes it well done?
Probably. I mean, he seems like that type of guy. We'll get to that interview later.
I don't want to offend him, so I won't say well done is a terrible idea anymore. But you know, if he does think well done is a good idea, I think we need to have some discourse in our interview that we will be playing later.
I don't know if that's a fact, but for somebody who wants to go out into a golf course and use like a lacrosse stick instead, I mean, nothing's out of the realm of possibility.
Look, I mean, I've seen some ridiculous things on golf courses. I mean, I've seen those Dude Perfect videos, Ethan, where they're kicking a soccer ball into a tree. I don't think we need to go that far. But a lacrosse stick, I'm open to it. I do like to see Fling Golf take off and soar to new heights, because that's exactly what they're doing with the ball. But get it. But it's taken off pretty well since COVID, I've seen. Like, it's really gotten up some playing ground, because golf also got a little popular after COVID.
I would tell you that it has no chance if you were to ask me before pickleball took off. But because pickleball took off, I think anything's in the realm of possibility. You look at what's going on with that sport, and I mean, people are even going and buying the Ben Johns paddle, which Ben Johns, nobody knows who that is. That's like the best player.
I don't know who that is.
That's the best player. But like, I went to a Dick's Sporting Goods a few years ago in Phoenix, and there was a whole aisle as big as all the other aisles on pickleball. So if that's a thing, fling golf could very well become a thing. And we've seen it. Disc golf seems like a legit thing. People try to take off with the foot golf. I've
played disc golf before. That is no joke. That is a fun game to play.
I would hope we get somebody on there. Like there's no, because it's completely different. Like you're not using the same course either, the way it's built. Right. I think it takes a lot of skill, and it's a cool game, and it's also in Wii Sports Resort.
That's what's important.
That is what's in sport.
If it's in Wii Sports, it's a certified sport.
Oh yeah.
Sort of like it's not just it's like presidential seals, but that Wii Sports seal, oh my god, that's the cake right there.
I mean, I think if you play, I would call you an athlete if you were dominant at Wii Sports or Wii Sports Resort. Like if you hit 30 in the 3-point competition, while you're jumping in front of your screen on an island with a bunch of me's bobbing their head like this, I think you have some serious credibility. Like I think you should quit your day job if you're that good at that.
Oh my god! I mean, well, I look at Fling Golf and I saw the Shark Tank video too. Ethan, did you see the Shark Tank Fling Golf introduction?
I did. I mean, I saw that Mark Cuban was a big fan of it.
Yeah, he was on it, and then he just decided to bump out because of he was out because of money issues. But okay, Mark. But Kevin O'Leary, he called it poo-poo on a stick, Ethan. Poo-poo on a stick.
I mean, I think innovators have some good ideas. I personally, you'll never catch me on the golf course with the fling stick.
You won't do it? You're not even entertaining it?
Like, seriously? Like, to take it seriously? Probably not. I mean, maybe we'll film some vlog content with Scantron. Yeah, I played against him.
You played against Scantron?
I played against him. He gave me a handicap. I played with my golf clubs, and he played with fling. And
who won out of that?
So we got down to the last hole, and if I chipped it in, I would have won. And if I made the putt after the chip, I would have gone to a tie break. That chip rolled down, hit the flagstick, but the slope of the green, it went, down too far. And then he was filming it for me to tie it up and go to one more hole. And I kind of got the grass a little bit. So he won by a stroke there, but it was riveting.
Wow. And Fling Golf was better than golf in that case by a stroke.
Yeah, but I'm not the second best player in the world. Like we're talking about number 2 in the world. We're talking about a guy who went to the version of the Ryder Cup for Fling Golf, who went to compete against people who apparently play the sport in other countries over in England. And
the 8-time World League Fling Golf champion. 8 times.
Yeah. Where it's like, I know golfers. I definitely know golfers that could beat him fair and square, just because once you learn golf, I'm not going to say it's an easier sport, but easier to dominate, because one is taking it, how far can you fling it, where the other is how far can you hit it. And when you let the club do the work, one of these things is about strength, which with fling golf and with actual golf, it is about strength, but it's also, if you're insanely strong, you should be able to hit a golf ball further with the driver than you should be able to, fling something.
It is like kind of innovative, because honestly, I can't play regular golf, Ethan. I'm terrible with the real putter, and there's so many different putters, and I don't know which one to use. Like our old friend Jeffrey Hinkle, he taught me how to play golf, and it doesn't work for me still. I'm an embarrassment when I'm on the golf course.
Yeah, I think maybe the sport kind of is more tailored to you.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, I'm actually entertaining this thought, because I can actually just fling it like a lacrosse stick. Like, hey, okay, that removes all of the position stuff that I have to do for golf. Like the form has to be perfect in actual golf. While fling golf, really, it's just that's
Right.
it. It's just a flick of the arms and the wrists.
In my personal opinion, I think it is easier to shank a shot in actual golf.
You think so?
Yeah, I 100%. Because in fling golf,
Might be out of
it's
my league here.
it's like trying to imagine you're like a lacrosse player and you're trying to pass it to your teammate and somehow it just goes, 50 yards out of bounds. Like that doesn't happen, But in golf, you even see the best players shanking shots.
That is true. I'd like to see Scotty Scheffler versus Scantron now.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you gave Scantron a run for his money though, so
I did.
Maybe Scotty might just wipe the floor.
And I'm sure that if you took some other like dominant athletes that were good at that are strong and taught them how to play it, they'll figure it out. I think the more people play it, they'll figure it out. They'll learn how to get better at it. Because I think in golf, more so, you have the best players in the world playing the sport, the most capable, who have been trained, because it's been around for such a long time. I think there is some sort of I think there are some players in some underdeveloped countries that could learn how to play golf and become really good at it. But for fling golf, even the people that could play it fairly easily are too busy shanking shots on an actual golf course.
Well, I mean, it's better than like disc golf in some way, because disc golf you have to have a whole different kind of course for them. But fling golf, you can at least kind of play it on a real golf course. It's not really a new obstacle. You have to make a new course for just fling golf. You can just put it on like a bike on a skate park and just play it the same way, but different.
Yeah, I mean, imagine pulling up
at its finest. We know a thing or two about innovation, Schwags.
Oh yeah, we do. But like, imagine pulling up to the local park on the half pipe and using your bicycle. I mean, your mountain bike. You're gonna be viewed at differently than the skateboarders. And that's okay.
I think I need to see a dirt bike or a motorcycle on a skate park and see just what that does, because that's what I equate fling golf to. It looks like just an extra motor, because like just two hands flinging it seems like a lot more power than hitting something to me.
Yeah, but the golf club, I mean, the golf club is tailored to do that. And you get these, like I go to the driving range and I try to focus on increasing my swing speed, also at the gym. It's just different. It's a little bit different mechanics to try to get the best results.
I mean, what if I'm just built different?
Yeah.
What if I'm number 2 in the world and just fling it all the way to the green? That's what I'm saying. I think Scantron's got it in him.
I think we're gonna have to wind up asking that question. Like, how hard is it for you to be number 2 in the world?
Yeah, honestly, if he says it's easy, I'm gonna start doing fling golf. That can make some money, pay the bills.
Yeah.
But if he says it's hard, I might, reconsider what I'm doing here.
I mean, hopefully we can eventually get out on a course with him and create some content somewhere down the road. I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, I would make a fool of myself, but I think that would be content worthy for sure.
Yeah, especially, I mean, if he ever comes out to the Arizona area.
Oh my God. But what an innovation is it? I don't know what this term means anymore, Schwags, but like people say it's the best thing since sliced bread. Is it the best thing in golf, really, since like the original thing? Is fling golf the next best thing for golf?
I wouldn't personally say that just now, because I feel like golf is the sport where we see the most innovations, in terms of people trying to make other games and call it something golf. I mean, foot golf is still a thing, I guess, that people like will play. There are big round things and there are big holes for soccer golf, and people will kick them and try to put it into the holes. I think fling golf has more of a chance than that does. I think it's so weird to like have a sport that first got its notoriety from Shark Tank.
I mean, what else was on Shark Tank? Like the ring system for doorbells. That got
Scrub,
his thing. Scrub Daddy got its.
Scrub Daddy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
One of my favorites is Cut Bob.
Cup bot. What was that?
They got it in downtown Phoenix. They also have it in Tempe. It's like a Korean Chipotle. Very, very good.
Okay, I need to lock in and find that out because that's in our area. So
Mhm. Oh yeah, it's incredible. It's one of my favorite fast food places. We are not sponsored by them, but it's a
is
great place.
that perhaps the best thing since sliced bread? Why do people say that anyway?
I I don't know, like, because I think the question you really get down to is sliced bread the the biggest thing, or was it the biggest thing, or was it the bread slicer?
See, I think that's like a what came first, the chicken or the egg kind of question.
Right,
But like, there's also the bag that the bread's in to keep it fresh. That
right.
might
But
be kind of more innovation with the bag.
I don't. I mean, I'm sure they were putting bread in bags previously.
I don't know. They had like I guess like a cover for it maybe, but I mean, they didn't have like Tupperware back then. But speaking of which, going bankrupt, Tupperware, the company, going
Yeah.
bankrupt, Ethan. I don't know if you even, I didn't know Tupperware was a company
I,
before this week.
yeah, I was aware of it.
You were aware of Tupperware?
I was aware that Tupperware was a company. It's one of those things where Tupperware is a company, bubble wrap company. Oh, I actually have bubble wrap right next to me. I
You
don't know.
actually just like blew my mind. I didn't know Bubble Wrap was a company.
Yeah, so you'll other things will call this just like plastic wrap. Um,
What?
or I don't know what else, but they can't legally call it bubble wrap unless it's made by the company Bubble Wrap.
That's great. Don't other companies of Tupperware call it Tupperware though?
Um, they call them something else.
Like
They can't
storage containers or
they
like
yeah they can't legally call it. Just like, I mean, Ziploc bag. I mean, that's a weird one because I think everyone knows that Ziploc is a company.
yeah.
But like when you say I need a bag versus I need a Ziploc bag, you're talking about two different things.
Right, right. Well, I was also thinking like Kleenex. You know, that's a company, but you're not asking like you're asking for a tissue, obviously, but like some people say, "Can I get a Kleenex?"
Yeah, but I don't like, yes, but I think that one was also common knowledge. Now,
Right.
my favorite one is probably Band-Aid.
Yeah, see that's a good one because no one says it'll be like a Kroger brand and it doesn't say Band-Aid on it. It'll say like,
Adhesive.
yeah, adhesive bandage or something like that. And then
Nobody
but
has ever
no
asked for
one
that.
says it. No one says
Nobody's
like, "Can I have one adhesive bandage, please, for my boo-boo?" But
right.
no. Like, "I need Band-Aid, please, and a kiss from mommy."
Like if somebody came out to me and said like, I need, back when I worked as a lifeguard, like if somebody came up to me and said I have adhesive bandage, I would probably just let that blood stay there. Like,
You just let them bleed out a little bit, like, "Nah, I don't have any adhesive bandages, sorry."
no, like I don't even care what brand it is. Like it's called a Band-Aid.
I think this is a great point, like, but Tupperware, I didn't know was the company. I have all this Tupperware in my place, and none of it is original Tupperware. And little did I know, Schwigs, that there's someone named the owner of Tupperware, the creator of Tupperware itself, the containers, was named Earl Tupper.
Yeah, because what else would he call it? Like,
Like, where did the where come from, though? Is my question. There's Tupper. That makes sense, but where? Like silverware, maybe?
probably. I mean, it's probably some old English thing that kind of developed. It was probably like a thing where things were called where.
It's not very creative, my opinion. Not very creative.
No, but like the guy wants credit, and we
He
all
gave his credit where credit was due. He made something that keeps my food very fresh for a long time. Oh, I can't wait. Stick around for the burger shop, people, because this is gonna get good. We're gonna have interviews coming weekly, hopefully, from sports and like areas that you didn't even know exist, like Fling Golf, for example. We'll have Scantron himself, #2 player in the world, coming up after this whole dialogue we have here. but Ethan's not even the beginning. Like, we are still gonna have a lot of other interviews lined up after this one.
Yeah, and so I want to go down the rankings of the Fling Golf players. Scantron's number 2. I mean, some of these nicknames are something, you know. So number 1 is Showtime. Number 2 is Scantron. Number 3 is Island Hopper. I mean, just stop me once you have something that sounds good. Okay.
Island Hopper is pretty nice, but I haven't heard my favorite. Scantron's still the best one.
Okay. Number 4, Party. Like par dash
Okay,
T.
Party is pretty funny.
Kind of corny.
A little corny, but I can live with it.
Backflip Birdie.
That's good.
Theory.
Okay.
Lucky Jack.
Not bad.
Flying Rhino.
That one's pretty creative.
Papa John.
There it is.
There it is.
There it is. There it is. As a former Domino's pizza delivery driver, I can respect a Papa John nickname.
I mean, this guy's probably eaten 40 pizzas in 30 days. Now we welcome on the king of fling, Sam Scannell, who also goes by Scantron on the course.
Welcome to the burger
guys?
shop.
Thanks for having me.
It's quite an honor to have you. Schwegs has been talking quite a lot of game of yours. Number 2 in the world in Fling Golf. And honestly, I just heard of Fling Golf last week. So please tell us a little bit about yourself and all the accolades that you've had over your career and why Fling Golf is taking off in such a big way.
So yeah, I found Fling Golf about 4 years ago in Connecticut. I just went traditional golfing one day, had my bag of clubs, and the guy I got paired up with had a fling stick, and I gave it a try, and with my hockey background, I picked it up pretty quickly. And the World League Fling Golf Tour has had, I believe it's 11 tournaments now. The first one going back to May of 2022, which is the only one I didn't go to. I didn't make it to the first one, but I've been to all the other ones since. And I guess Virginia of 2022, I came in second. So it was a good start. Then San Diego 2023, ESPN actually came out and recorded it. So you could go watch the San Diego Open on YouTube or wherever else it could be. And spoiler alert, I won. I was the ESPN 8, the Ocho champion. So that was fun to do, and then to be able to watch it over again. And then after San Diego, we went to Delaware, home of that first tournament I didn't go to. So this is the second time going there. American Classic Golf Course. It's a smaller 9-hole course, so it's similar to Cape and Springs. You just play the 9 holes twice for the 18-hole qualifying round. And I blew it last year. I gave up a 4-stroke lead with 2 holes to go, which hurt. But then I made up for it this year, and I won it this year. So I've won 3 times actually. So I won San Diego, Delaware, and then I won the tournament in New England last year, up in near Massachusetts, or near the headquarters of Fling Golf in Massachusetts.
So
Hoping to stay on the front wave of this new sport.
So we were talking earlier in the show, me and Ben, and I was saying, you know, I'm just more of a golfer myself. Ben here, he said he picked up the golf clubs for the first time, and he was like, I suck at this. I mean, I'm paraphrasing. You can go back and listen earlier, but it seems like this might be your type of sport.
Yeah, Schwegs, we were kind of talking about how you like the traditional golf, and I, for one, looked at Fling Golf and thought, you know, this might be the only way I could get anywhere close to the handicap. So, you know, that's the best thing that I could do at this rate, because I've lost a number of golf balls that is already innumerable and uncountable.
Oh yeah, that's one
course.
perk of Fling Golf. You lose much fewer balls, and it's the one stick, right? So you don't have to carry around that heavy bag. Don't have to think about what club you want to use. You just kind of check your yardage and dial it back.
Which is incredible to me, because, like, and I'll put some video of yours up here while we talk about it, but it looks like you're just flinging it out there, and you can't really try. Like, it's the same thing, really, as just hitting a ball, but it's still you
Right.
find it's one club, like you said, and you still have a bit more accuracy in a way, which is just incredible to me. But
Yeah, the ball's already
that's
kind of loaded right there in the channel. So just whatever you need to do to get the ball into the hole.
So Scantron, we go back to that film that we just saw right there. Interesting motion where you go between the legs to fling it up. I mean, I've tried that. You demonstrated to me personally out of the bunker. I kept doing it. Sand was raining in on me. How does that approach work?
It's much easier to do that clean sweep motion than I mean like a golf chip, because the room for error is much less. The ball's already right there in the channel. You can do that around the green. You can do that on the green too. You don't have to putt, which is the beauty of Fling Golf. You can mark your ball, pull it backwards, and then do a variation of those like chip shots and release the ball before where it previously was, and it's good to go. So actually what you're showing now, this is in Delaware. This is the alternate shot team event, right? So I tee off, and then my teammate, in this case back then it was Showtime. We were part of the Apex Fling crew. We were the number 1 and number 2 players, teamed up and took over the team event last year.
I like the little pop shot that you can just do. That's just like, is that like
Right,
similar to
yeah,
what a
you don't
granny
have to
shot
play
would
it on
be?
the
Like,
ground. Yeah.
is that the granny shot of Fling Golf?
Yeah, I call it the loophole, because last year we were allowed to reach over the green as long as your feet were behind the ball. So they changed that up.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
No, this is my sport, Ethan. This is my sport.
I feel like you would excel in it. I mean, we got to get it out to Tucson, Arizona.
If Tucson, Arizona had this, I'd be looked at with a lot of frowns, man. They really are traditional out here. So
If you go to flinggolf.com and the WLF page and where to play, you can search in your location and find a local Fling Golf ambassador. And I believe there's someone out there in Arizona you could reach out to, and he might meet up with you and have a couple extra sticks. And
see,
it
I'm
a
certain
fling.
they're in Scottsdale or Phoenix, because that's a definite like
I feel
Tempe,
like the weird
Arizona
people
kinda
are
idea.
Been talking to get
Tucson.
out to Arizona for a regional event or even a tournament. That would be a lot of fun. I almost got a hole in one right here. Sorry to cut you off. This is the closest I've ever come to a hole in one.
Oh my god!
Like
that hurts.
this was in the fine. Oh yeah, I
could see the pain. Yeah, that's
right. And then with the alternate shot, I didn't even get to tap it in.
man.
My teammate had to go finish it up. It's like it's all right. Like, oh my god, is it in? Is it in? It's like, why didn't we pull the flag out? You know how sometimes the flag stick has those thicker bottoms where you can assist to pull the ball out, where you don't have to reach down and pull it out of the hole. That day, those flag sticks had it. So I think that if it was a regular flag stick, I might have gotten my first hole in one. Yep,
Wow.
that's how close it was. Oof.
That's
You guys
kinda
ever
rough
gotten a
out
hole
there.
in one?
No,
Any hole in ones?
I've gotten hole in.
Hey, you know, some people who have them are just those beginner luck, you know?
I've gotten hole in one distance on a par 5. So like I was in the fairway. It was my junior year of high
Oh, I
school.
see what you mean.
I was in the fairway. I was like 120 yards out, and I hit the shot. It bounced on the green and it rolled, and I was like, "That has a chance. That has a chance." It went in, and I screamed so loud. But
That's
it doesn't.
sweet.
It just
For
doesn't
eagle?
hit the
Yeah.
same. It's like a home
Right.
run in baseball when your team's down 10-1.
Like,
it
it's
doesn't.
like, oh, nice hit, but it doesn't really matter.
Chris Paul hits
No.
a 3 to cut the lead down to 42.
Schwegs, we actually have video of you playing golf. Actually, let me see if I can pull that up real quick.
He needs
Uh-oh.
this putt to
So-
tie the match
Oh,
and
yep.
send it to a playoff.
So this was fun when Ethan was up at Cape and Springs, where I'm at right now.
Lipped out on the chip shot.
He was talking so much
for the
smack,
win.
we
So
had
this is to tie. He needs it.
to play a match, and this was the 9th hole to force a playoff.
I topped it.
Topped it. It's all right. Finish it up.
Ouch.
In his defense, the greens were punched, so it was tough to roll the ball anyways.
Good putt.
He got it eventually. And in the Crocs
Finish.
too. I gotta respect his fit here too. the Crocs,
Right, yeah.
the golf pants, yeah, the the Juventus
more like
jersey.
a-
I mean,
That looks like a Fling Golf outfit right there.
The Crocs, the
The
Juventus
casual.
jersey,
yes.
and then the golf pants. Like the
Oh, yeah.
the actual like the golf pants, you know, like that's the one thing that you're like, oh, maybe that works out pretty well.
I mean, not too bad.
So yeah, this was the ending to our little 9-hole match that Ethan and I had when he was up here. He was talking smack, so I said, put your money where your mouth is, and I even said, I was so cocky, I gave him a stroke per hole to play. I was like, I'll still beat you. And I
Well-
mean, he had a couple holes. I think he tied. Then the fun part is we get to the 9th hole, and all right, all the marbles, everything comes hole. And you saw how it finished. I got lucky, I guess. Actually, the thing wasn't on video. His approach shot went long off the green. His chip back onto the where his ball landed, hit the hole just with too much speed. It lipped out. Like if that hit flag sticking in, that would have been a chip in for the win.
Wow, look at you. Also, just one hole away, just one little stroke away.
Yeah, it was a tough scene
Actually,
out there.
coincidentally, oh, go ahead.
It was a tough scene out there. You know, because you were up 2 strokes going into I think like the 7th hole, and I came back. I made a comeback, and I choked it out at the last second. But it was looking like you were going to run away with it, and I just turned into Superman for a few holes out there.
What was your phrase? Pressure. What?
What?
You were saying. You kept saying over and over again. Like, yeah, pressure.
Pressure makes diamonds.
Pressure
I
makes
probably said
diamonds, and
that.
he was.
He just
Oh, too many times. No. But it's funny. We were talking about our match today. Actually, on YouTube, the number 1 player just played a match against the hole-in-one trick shots guy, Josh. It was a pretty cool match to showcase Fling Golf versus. I know we did it, Ethan, but have a actual YouTube golfer and then quote unquote number 1 Fling golfer go head to head. To see that air today was pretty cool.
You know, my one thing here with the argument is I'm like an average golfer. You're the number 2 in the sport at the world, and we came pretty close. And you obviously had the stroke advantage there, or I mean, I had the I had
gave you
one stroke to
so
play.
it wasn't exactly even.
Right, but I still feel like you were expected to go out there and win, and you did that.
Right.
Credit to
No,
you.
yeah, that was true. But then, right, like you said, you're an average golfer, and the average golfer doesn't like they would have to have their best round ever to compete against one of the top Fling golfers who can throw the ball right down the middle, 180 to 220 yards every time. So it's hard to make up for the unforced errors that you're like going to have.
Right, but like
it happens.
I mean, when I straighten it out, and I've been working on my straight, like I'm hitting it like 250 on the drive.
Right, and that's just something Fling Golf doesn't have. You're out driving us off the tee, but then it's that accuracy and that approach shot is where we make up for it.
So your sport fascinates me, and I think Ben as well, because you guys all have nicknames. And I think some of them are really good. I think others are something else, but personally, what's your favorite nickname on the tour?
My favorite nickname on the tour, honestly, it is guy. His name is Lee, and he's in the Masters division, the 55 and older division, and his nickname is Elder, but he's elderly, right? Get that? He's elderly. I don't know.
It's so
I'm a
dumb. I
cheesy
gotta
person,
laugh.
so that's what came to my mind. Some of the other good ones are usually given to you, right? You don't come up with your own good nickname. I mean, I came up with my own Scantron because related to my last name, Scannell, and then I was actually a math teacher for a few years, so those like bubble in like Scantron multiple choice tests.
We're familiar.
Oh yeah,
Thank
the
you for the
nightmares with
PTSD.
those, right?
Thank you.
Yeah, and then the Fling Golf has, golf green and regulations. In Fling Golf, they call it a Reggie. So if you get a Reggie on the scorecard, there's little bubbles to fill in. So my joke is, oh yeah, you got to fill your bubbles like a Scantron when you convert those Reggies. So it wasn't intentionally gonna work out, but the good ones just seem to fit.
I feel like I'd come up with the best name. I feel like I'd have the number one name on tour if I was on tour.
What would your nickname be, Schwags?
I mean, number one, I think that's a good one. The way you just said, Schwags, I think that's a very simple one. I think Schwags would be a good one. For you, I think it would definitely be Big Blue.
Yeah, you think so? It'd be the Blue Man.
I think so. Yeah, something like that. Blue Man, Big Blue. There are too many bigs in here. There's Big Cat. There's Big Austin. There's Big Mac. There's Big Dog. Like, I think they should ban Big. What would your name for me be?
No offense, but with all your chirping going on, probably something to do with like the opposite of like Showtime, yeah, it's not coming up to me right now. No show? You couldn't.
There we go.
I don't.
No, I think that's perfect.
The big talk, you Big Blue and Big Talk.
There's a lot of big going on there.
No, hey, Otani.
No way. Otani.
Maybe Little Talk.
That's my name. Okay, that's my nickname from now on. If I ever play this sport, I'm No Hey Otani.
No Hey Otani. All right, we'll see you out there on the tour. The next Cape and Potomac Highlands next year. You better be here.
What's it take to play on the tour?
You just go online, sign up, and show up. It's an open. Anyone can come try it out. So there have been people that show up and it's their third time ever playing, or they found the sport a month ago and just picked it up. We call it the best community in sports. Everyone's welcome. You're going to get help. We're not there like, oh, it's a tournament, I'm going to make sure the new guy doesn't know what he's doing. No, we're here to grow the sport and showcase just that camaraderie.
If you wouldn't mind, we have a few names of people, celebrities that may be good enough for your sport. We want to know if you think they would be fine with it or probably crumble under the pressure.
They make the cut. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. So the first one is pretty easy here. Scotty Scheffler.
Oh yeah, he can easily become a flinger.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And he would shatter. Yeah. I think he would shatter whatever Showtime is doing. Like, I think he would set the record.
This guy is everyone so down good. One spot.
And it's a sport similar to golf.
I would gladly take third place behind Scotty.
It's just such a similar sport that I think, like, even if you took a random sport that had nothing to do with golf, Scotty Scheffler feels like he would just be a ringer. Like, I could see Scotty Scheffler walking up to the cornhole table and winning every game 21-0.
Well, he's an athlete, right? So anyone who can kind of have that body control, I feel like, can pick up Fling Golf pretty quickly.
All right. The next person we have, Schwags. He's just a little out of his element.
Who's this?
What do you mean? You asked me to
put him up Canelo.
You asked me to put Canelo up here, and you don't even know who he is.
No, I just needed a quick. Sometimes you get caught off guard by things that you requested.
Caught off guard with him.
No. I mean, this guy is one of the greatest to ever box. Do you think he could do it?
Some of those small guys in Fling Golf still have that power and the core strength, right? You don't have to be the biggest guy in the world to throw the ball. Like I'm 180. Like I'm the farthest. I'm the longest fling shot champion 2 years in a row. So it's not all about size. And if you've got that timing and the quick head speed, that's all you need. And he's got quick hands, so he can definitely swing a fling stick quick. So absolutely, Canelo can play.
All right, the third celebrity we have here is Raygun, breakdancing legend from the 2024 Olympics. We think Raygun got enough power to get through the Fling Golf.
I think we would have to work on her technique a little bit, but she's got that body motion, that mobility maybe, but might have to put a little power behind it. That
she seems to have like a really good, like she arches her back pretty well, I think.
Right.
Give a
Yeah.
bit
Almost
more.
That ball is going
T-Rex
backwards.
motion going there.
Yeah,
Lean
yeah.
back and throw.
That ball
Shout
is
out
going backwards the
T-Rex.
first shot she takes, in my
She
opinion.
definitely step into it. Would that be like a foul in some way for stepping as far as she is?
No, as long as you stay behind the tee box, you can run right up. Yeah. Right. Do that roll and just stand up and fling, get that nice momentum. I can definitely see Ray Vans flinging.
So you think if she did like the spinning on the ground and then stood up and just launched it from there, you think that would have like a lot of like fly to it, or
As long as the
that
ball
could have some
doesn't
airtime.
fall out. Yeah. If the ball falls out, it counts as a stroke.
Very good. All right, the fourth person. I think this guy can go a long way. Toe Mater
Wow.
might actually have it. He might be the number one player.
He might take the longest fling shot from me easily.
And he could do it
put that ball
backwards, too.
back there. Right? Oh yeah, you could do a trebuchet easily with that.
My one issue here is I think Toe Mater is too good, too strong. I think every hole he goes over. I don't think he has enough self-control, in the sport. I mean, we saw in Cars 2, he said his oil never leaks. His oil was leaking all the time.
That wasn't his oil. That wasn't his. It was framed. He was framed, Ethan.
Okay. I mean, are you going to say he was framed on the course when he shoots 25 over par?
No, I'm just called that greatness.
Yeah. No, he would definitely be a stud fling golfer.
Yeah, he would probably miss the entire course. I mean, it's just, what does he have hidden beneath him there? Like, does he have all the secret spy weaponry from Cars 2, or he just kind of
don't get mad at me. I might be a little older than you guys. I haven't seen Cars or Cars 2. I know.
One of them is fine.
Yeah, no, I probably need to see one eventually.
Have you heard of Cars 3, though?
them.
Are you surprised that there's a Cars 3 if you haven't seen the other two?
There's 3. I mean, are there going to be as many cars as there are Fast and Furious? Like, just all these.
You know what? Hopefully not.
Ethan looks absolutely disgusted that I haven't seen Cars.
I am, because I think I feel like you got to be like pretty old to like be like, I haven't seen Cars. I mean, I'm still out here watching some of these Pixar movies. I mean, they're still putting together good movies.
Well, when you're born in the previous century, like I am, these movies, you were too old for these when they came out.
I don't know.
I
still went out to the theaters for Inside Out too. Like, it's not like a kids movie anymore. Like, I went there alone too. I was like, I'm going to this opening weekend.
You rewatch the kids movies when you're an adult and you see all those sneaky things that they slid in there that you don't recognize.
I just watched How to Train Your Dragon and it felt very different.
I mean, that was the whole thing with Pixar. I mean, they're not necessarily kids movies the more you look at them compared to some other animated studios.
There's some movies though.
Like, I've seen the Pixar movie Soul. I mean, that's not a kids movie. Like, a kid would not enjoy that movie.
No. Different.
I need to watch my Pixar movies.
Wow. He's slacking.
I don't know any of these references.
Let's go to number 5.
Make me feel old, Ethan. Jeez.
Let's put him off the spotlight here on Pixar and go to the shooter, man. I mean, Yusuf Daikic.
I mean, if he can figure out his tee shot and his long throw, his short game has got to be spot on.
I mean, he doesn't need all that extra stuff, man. He's a one-trick wonder. Like, he's a one-trick pony. He just shows up and does his thing. That, I feel like that's what Fling Golf kind of is. It's that mentality. You show up, do the job, and just get first place.
He's showing up with like a lacrosse stick instead of a fling stick. Like, he doesn't need the special equipment. He's going up there. He's going to even putt with that lacrosse stick. And he's going to compete well. He's going to come second place in that event.
I mean,
unlike golf and things, you have to use a fling stick. You have to use that World League Fling Golf New Swarm patented fling stick.
No, but he's going to change the game.
He's going to change the game. It's like Steph Curry going to basketball. It's like he just changes the game, man. Like, you don't know the aura this man possesses.
That's true. Never know.
All right, number 6. I think this one's pretty good. The Costco guys. I don't know. A team effort might just pull it off, I think.
Right,
it's just
their
one of
chemistry
them-
might be really good in the team event. That alternate shot where one
Yeah.
tees off and then back and forth. I can see them doing well in the team event. But yeah, no, Fling Golf, the average player can just come on out and you might be good.
You know, I'm gonna give him a big boom.
Really? What?
What? You don't watch their content?
What'd you say? You say you're gonna give him a big boom?
A big boom. They go boom or doom. You know,
Boom
they
or
go
doom?
they go and review like food at restaurants.
I
They're
say
like, this
doom.
is a boom or this is a doom. You know, like that's their thing. I mean, this is just like TikTok brain rot.
I
But
recognize him, but I haven't seen him enough to know that. Yeah.
yeah. It's TikTok brain rot, you know. So I mean, not everyone's gonna get it.
That's
And
what we're
you
selling
got to
here.
be on a certain side of TikTok to see it as well, you know.
Oh man.
Sure, yeah. Your algorithm is probably pretty
Pretty
something.
what?
For a sport that
It's probably
anyone
something.
seems that you say could like anyone could play though, it has like a lot of haters. And I know one of those haters is actually in here right now.
Say Fling Golf is the way of the future.
Loaded, ready to go.
But golf purists have a different point of view.
We must stop this lunacy. We must call on our fellow visitors of Cape and Springs to stop the sport of fling golf. Now watch this drive.
Oh, he's actually he goes for it too.
Look, that's a nice swing though. That's a
That was
solid
it had a
swing.
good follow through, yeah.
We have no idea where that ball went. That ball could be all the way over by the 8th
Dead
tee
center of
box
the
for all we
fairway.
know.
I saw it. Dead center of the fairway.
Dead center of the fairway. I feel like you might have some bias there, Schweg.
I also that week I probably hit 100 drives off that tee box in every
right?
you know, and I knew where I was going to hit it because when you practice that many times, you know, you're prepped for it.
I believe it.
Absolutely.
Let me see that again. Watch this drive, he says. You know what? That's actually pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. But you're right. It could have gone like
Yeah,
in the
nice
parking
shift.
It's pretty good.
lot. But
That's
I mean,
funny.
there
I was
are
actually
a
about
lot
to
of
mention
haters
that
though.
video, and there it was.
Like he
yeah.
might have been
No, a
like
lot
faking the hate, but like there's a lot of haters. I saw Kevin O'Leary call it poo poo on a stick.
Yeah, no, he did say that. And
Mr.
yeah,
Wonderful
but
was not very wonderful about that.
no, but Mark Cuban did say it might be the one thing that gets him to a golf course.
He did.
So
He did say that.
you do have those both sides of the fence, but it's easier to hate on it through the phone. I don't get many haters in person unless they're Ethan. But the fun thing is to go to a course and have some weird looks, be like, what is he doing? You go up to him like, hey, have you ever seen this before? And they're, what is that? And you explain it to them, and hey, you want to try it? And they throw it straight into the ground. It gives some perspective of, oh wow, they make it look so easy. It's easy to learn, but hard to master. That's kind of what we say. The learning curve is different than golf, but once you get there, you still gotta work on your skills.
I might actually, if you could teach me real quick, hang on. I don't have like a golf club, but I got like this lightsaber from Disney World. I don't know if this will work very well, but
Oh yeah, no,
I
it's
don't know.
that
It might
same
just
motion.
like so. But it's like one hand here, another one up here, right?
Right, like you're holding it like a golf, like
Yeah.
a baseball bat almost,
Okay.
or like
And then
any sort of way your hands feel
I
comfortable.
might need to stand up for this. Hang on.
Okay, here, give me 2 seconds. Let me go grab one.
Okay, very good. Ethan, I think it's gonna be very much like, yeah. All right, hang on.
Yeah, but you're swinging the club right into the ground, or the lightsaber
yeah.
right into the ground.
I need to figure. Let me get the mic up here. It just needs to have sound. Okay. All right, gotta get centered. All right. Oh, wait, I don't know. It's a little risky. Ha! Oh God, that was right in the yard, right there, right into the window. I don't know if I can do this. It's gonna be really rough. I need a tutorial here.
All right.
Okay, here he is.
All right, so I have it's the USA fling stick that they gave us when we went over to England for the like a
Okay.
Ryder Cup style, like Britain's Cup. So
Perfect.
the idea is wherever you want to hold it.
Yeah.
Some people hold your hands together. Sometimes it's a little separated.
Okay.
But you're dipping down, you're relaxing the wrists backwards, and then as your lower body comes through like a golf motion, you're shifting your weight from your back to your front, but you're throwing your hands up into aim high, let it fly is one of their like catchphrases, right? It's down here, and then as you lean back, you're throwing your hands up and then following through the flick of the wrist.
Okay.
Right, like a deep sea fisherman would
Ooh.
just cast it really
I
far
felt
out,
something
or
And
like the
Han
center
is
field.
solo at the top of the leaderboard.
Oh yeah, you
feeling
gotta
it.
make it floosh. You gotta make that sound.
Yeah. There we go. Bang.
That's so funny. Yeah, it comes out about right there too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I think I'm getting it.
that's yeah. Oh, that thing would go far. You make that thing go real far.
Like,
But
did I qualify?
They have a couple different types of sticks. This one they call it's the ballistic. It's a bigger grip, and then they have smaller grips too. But this is
I have a very small grip. This is supposed to be like Yoda's lightsaber, so it's like really tiny hand. But fortunately for me, I am.
they've got a
tiny
junior
person.
stick that size.
Oh, is that is that right? Well, now I feel tiny.
The hardest part, though, I mean, just like golf, is the putting, right? The putt pad they have on the side here is just a soft foam, so it's real hard to get some good contact, especially with it as being a small surface.
Yeah, I don't think my lightsaber there could probably do that. I don't think it has that.
But
Schweg, did I do good enough for you, or did I was that fun? I think I can make it.
I think we need to give it a try.
Did I qualify for something there, or like? Do I have it? Do I have the stuff?
Yeah, you got the raw materials there. I could see that natural motion, like almost like a chopping wood where you follow all the way through, right? You don't want to stop at the top. Like your short shots, like a little chip shot or a little flop shot near the green, but your big throws you want to follow all the way through. And the way the stick is designed, like a high lie, the ball will just fling right out.
That's why they call it Fling Golf.
That's right.
I think that's one sport I can do. Schweg, I don't know if you want to talk about the one sport we also found that I have high respect for.
I mean, there are so many. So, you're the first guest in this podcast that we hope will become successful.
I feel honored. Thank you.
This is focused on niche sports. Don't ignore the name of the burger shop. Like, that has nothing to do with anything. It's just it's a funny name. It's a cool name. It's a cool logo. Yeah. Shout out to Ben for that. But we found some niche sports, and we're gonna have some guests on, in the future from some of these niche sports. I mean, we found stein holding, where people compete. They just hold up steins of beer for as long as they can. Seems like a good back exercise. Straight arm out in front of you, and the best guys do it for like 17 minutes.
When you lose, do you get to drink it?
I think so. I mean, they have competitions in like every state, like the state championships around Oktoberfest every year.
That makes sense.
Hey, there's a sport out there for everything. That day we were live on ESPN The Ocho. All over their complex were different types of sports.
Really?
Yeah. Awesome. Just look up ESPN 8 The Ocho sports, and you'll get a whole list of niche things.
See, I heard of there's 3 new sports that I heard of. There was chess boxing, where people literally play chess and they box at after someone wins a round, like they do checkmate, and then that person that won the chess match has an advantage in the boxing round. And they do that 3 times and then declare a winner. And then I saw extreme ironing, where they skydive or iron under, they're ironing clothes midair or on a mountain.
I mean, I've seen bed making too.
That's
bed. Yeah.
Bed make. Yeah. Bed,
yeah.
I've seen that too.
There's a better chance I'd be in the NFL than competing in that.
And the last one I saw, and I actually have video of this one. It's called hobby horsing, and I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
Oh,
This is
I think I know
also
what you're talking
a
about.
German competition. And yeah, there it is.
Oh yeah.
There it is. It's a stick
Some will
pony.
some will say that Showtime looks like that sometimes when he's jumping around on his fling stick over on the course. That's great.
Little shout out.
See, I think she could be a great fling golfer too, with that
Yeah.
the ability to oh yeah. Yep, that
Do you think that she
footwork
would
gets
use
some-
the stick pony at the same time, or she would use it to fling the ball?
if she put a fling head on the other end of the stick and had that pony for her handle, that would be.
Do you think she would have
that'd
to
be
ride
something.
the pony all the way to the to the green?
Yeah, between each throw, she's got to ride the pony.
She
to
doesn't
each
need
shot.
a cart. She has the stallion right there. She
Right,
has
no
a
need
ride.
for a cart. Yep. That's funny.
Schwigs, what do you think of hobby horsing here?
I think it's the Toy Story of equestrian.
This is
It's
great.
actually funny you brought this up. I went back and forth with someone on Instagram comments. You know, sometimes you don't want to respond, but then sometimes it's like, that is ridiculous. Let me respond. And I was comparing fling golf to golf in the way that like snowboarding is to skiing. And
Yeah.
sometimes they'll get that comparison. Honestly, it might have even been Ethan. I had this conversation. He was like, no, that's like comparing horseback riding and horse jumping to this. To hobby horsing. It's like, yes, it's you're on a quote unquote horse and you're doing jumping, but it's not the same.
If I said that, I didn't even know that this was like a sport. Which
Maybe
is
I
crazy.
just combined the two. It was.
No,
I
I very well could have said that. I have
It's
a
a
bunch
safe
of good
assumption to
one-liners.
assume that the hater in your comments is probably Ethan Schwager. It's a very
burner
very
account.
defined distinction of.
I wish
Schwigs
I was
might
a
be
member
that
of the
guy.
Jenner family. I unfortunately am not.
Right. Yep. I had a Jenner member comment on one of my posts. They're all. It's getting out there. Eyes are seeing it.
Hey, there you go. Like that's the attention that you need or don't need. At least
Hey,
it's
all attention is good attention, or what is it? All
press is good press.
press
Something
is
like
good
that.
press. Yeah, something like that.
Brody Jenner
Yeah.
commented 55 weeks ago, LOL fling golf with the face slap emoji.
55. Wow, over a year.
That's
Let's
fantastic.
see who else comments on my stuff between now and next year.
Yeah, and you liked his comment. You're liking your haters' comments. I don't get the philosophy behind that. What is the philosophy behind that?
Just all engagement is good engagement. You know, it goes back to that press thing. But you know, you try to convert the haters, but you know, some people are just stuck in their way too much.
So now we're fling missionaries.
Oh yeah, I'm an evangelist, I guess.
Yeah.
If I'm saying that right. Oh yeah.
Just going out there and converting people to fling.
Preaching the sport. That's right.
Well, thank you, Scantron, for your time. It's been a just a lovely time to have you here. Scantron, everybody, the hobby horsing of golf. Number
That's
2 at
right.
hobby horsing of golf. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I
sir.
appreciate it, guys.
Your sport is
Good
not a
luck with
joke,
everything in your future podcast. Yeah.
Hey, in my future in fling golfing, I got the rhythm. We got the flow.
That's right. I'll see you at an event in the future.
Quagmire, we are on fire here. We are going to be the best thing since sliced bread.
I'd like a sandwich, but I don't feel like eating 2 whole loaves of bread.
Top.
He doesn't want 2 full loaves of bread.
No,
Imagine if that's how sandwiches were made back in the day.
just bread, meat, bread.
Exactly.
How would a peanut butter and jelly be? That'd be just 2 big things of bread with just a little bit of peanut butter and a little bit of jelly.
Okay, but if bagels were invented in like, the 1600s, let's just say,
Yeah.
we'll do a fact check on that. People could have just made bagel sandwiches in the meantime.
They could have. Laziness.
Maybe that's what they were doing. They were like, we don't need this sliced bread because and I don't know when sliced bread was made either, but I think it was like early 1900s.
Well, I mean, like, we're talking about, like, just going from cutting the bread yourself to pre-sliced bread, technically. But
1928. That is crazy.
wow, what an era! 1927 must have been terrible.
The burger was invented before sliced bread was.
Guys, what are we doing? What are we doing?
I did like Babe Ruth played a decent amount of his career before sliced bread.
That doesn't make any sense.
Which is why we shouldn't really count his stats either. You know, like I mean, we can.
Oh yeah, no. Now we have a point.
Like if you put up, I think we need like a new era, like BSB, like before sliced bread at ASB. You know,
right? There was.
Put that on a graphic.
Before sliced bread, BSB.
I think we should draft like I think we should do a draft of like our favorite athletes or like the greatest athletes of all, like BSB, like you know,
if they're from BSB.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, most of my favorite athletes are ASB, after sliced bread.
I would hope so. Like I would genuinely hope so. I've seen people walk around with the Yankees jerseys with the number 3 on it, and they'll put the name Ruth on the back, which is already like hilarious because the Yankees don't wear, like I'm all fine. Like I wear jerseys with names on the back all the time, but yeah. I do think it's kind of ridiculous when you wear a jersey of a team that already they don't wear the name on the back. And so like when I see like a Babe Ruth Yankees jersey, I think it's the funniest thing.
Yeah, because it never existed. It's not a real jersey. It's just a made up thing.
Right. Well,
it's just cloth put together.
Well, it did exist. It's just like they didn't have the names. They still don't. The Yankees don't put names on the back. So putting the name Ruth on the back, number one, buying a jersey of a player from like before the 80s. That's my hot take. Like if they didn't play in the 80s, like I think that's kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I think that's fair, right?
No, it's true. I mean, before that, I guess like 1980 was the first good season of the NBA in a while. But before that was still Wilt, Kareem, Bill Russell.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, 1980 is like kind of when sports lifted up, I'd say.
Like, I mean, I'm not the one to talk. Like, I played street ball in Rwanda wearing a Keldon Johnson jersey. So, I mean, like.
That's crazy. Respect to Keldon Johnson.
Bro, I cooked in his honor. Like,
yeah. He doesn't do a lot of cooking himself.
Oh, yeah.
Someone has to do it for him.
But I was cooking in that jersey. There are some nice photographs. But I wish I had them. I wish I could just send them over. I have them. I wish we could just put them up. Show those things off. But you never know where, I mean, I guess in the post edit, whatever. But but I cooked in that.